Nos falta una presentación y una presentación que yo en lo personal le tengo un aprecio muy especial porque la va a dar un gran amigo. Este gran amigo no es la primera vez que viene acá a México, ya lo han visto dando presentaciones de móvil. Y ya yo les puedo contar, aquí tengo una hoja muy linda con su biografía, pero no lo voy a hacer. Ya sabemos que Peter Fernández trabajó en Bain, ya sabemos que Peter Fernández estuvo trabajando con móvil con nosotros, sabemos que es director de la TAM para todo lo que es Consumer Insights, pero yo les voy a contar algo que Peter no sabe que les voy a contar y que encima de eso es más una petición, una ayuda que necesito del lado de ustedes. Verán, yo soy un gran comelón y me fascina la comida mexicana. Peter tiene una pasión, pero una pasión absoluta por la comida mexicana. Y no les miento, me ha tocado ir a sacarlo de un tianguis comiéndose tacos. Y a cada rato me hace Peter la pregunta, Fede, ¿a dónde vamos ahora? Chicos, se me acabaron las respuestas, no tengo tips. Así que termine su presentación, si quieren llegar y contarle a Peter a dónde se puede ir a comer unos buenos tacos antes de irse a Sao Paulo, se los voy a agradecer. Peter, gracias, bienvenido.
Thank you. Hey, stay here, I need you. No, stay here. We're going to demonstrate, remember?
Oh my God.
All right. Hello. Hi. All right. It's after lunch. We're tired. It's the last speech. I need everyone to stand up. Stand up. Can't keep going until you stand up. All right. We're going to do a game. We're doing this game so that everyone wakes up and stops looking at their phone. And it's also fun, okay? Fede and I are going to demonstrate. Turn to the person next to you. So everyone find someone next to you. Okay. Now, all we're going to do is something very simple. Kids can do this. We're going to count to 3, okay? So I'm going to go 1, Fede goes 2, I go 3. 1, 2, 3. Practice that for a moment. 1, 2. All right, that's really easy. That's really, really easy. Now, I'm going to replace the 1 with a clap. Okay, so I'm going to go 2, 3, 2, 3. Practice that. Okay. All right, all right, all right. You guys are really smart. You're really smart. All right, all right. Actually, I'm beginning to see that a lot of you aren't getting it, but we're going to do this, okay? Now, we're going to continue with the clap, except now you're going to replace the 2 with a stomp. So it's going to go 3. 3. All right, all right, yeah. You try it. You try it. All right, last one. Last one. We are almost done. We are almost done counting to 3. I want to call out you two. You two are really good at this. I'm seeing you two. You guys are doing really well. Okay, so we're going to keep the clap, and we're going to keep the stomp, and then instead of 3, I'm going to show you right now. So. All right, we did it. Now you have to do it. Okay. Congratulations. You can all sit down now. Good job.
Gracias, gracias.
Okay, so we really just did that so that everyone would wake up. I hope you feel better. I hope that was fun. You danced a little bit. That's really nice. So, everybody, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me today. I sincerely appreciate that you're using your time to listen to me instead of doing a lot of the other things that you could be doing. So I promise, my promise to you is that I'm going to make this as worthwhile to you as I possibly can. My name's Peter. I work on the brand business for Google. What does that mean? Up until 3 or 4 years ago, Google was just a search company, right? We were about performance. We were about sales. We were the company that you could come to help you sell online. 3 or 4 years ago, we started to realize that we actually could offer a lot more. We could actually help companies build brands. Why? Because we have 2 really important assets that nobody else has. Number 1, basically 100% of people who use the internet use Google. Whether it's Chrome, whether it's Gmail, whether it's search, whether it's Waze, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Android, I can go on and on and on. Okay, So we have the ability to reach almost everybody who uses the internet. That's the #1 reason that we can help you build a brand. The #2 reason is YouTube. Okay? YouTube is one of the most engaged platforms on the internet. It's been a phenomenon over the past 10 years. Now, what's different about YouTube from other platforms where people are very engaged? Video. Video is the best way to deliver a message. Video is sight, sound, and motion. Video is superior to text. It's superior to images. And video is what YouTube is all about. So we realized, wow, we have these incredible assets. We can actually help brands have real conversations and form real relationships with real human beings. We should do something with that. And so we've been doing something with that for the past 3 or 4 years. And I want to tell you what we've been learning so far. That's what my speech is about. This right here, if it ever, yes, this right here. This was, you guys remember Juan Miguel? Juan Miguel's colleague made this. This is not news to you guys. You guys run brands, you guys run agencies, you guys do marketing, you already know this. I just want to show you this so we're all starting from the same place. This is the way that we think about building a brand, okay? This is what we think brands want to achieve. They want to have a better relationship with consumers, right? Obviously. So I'm going to tell you about the brands that I care about. Known for something I care about. For me, Toyota Prius, right? Toyota Prius is known for being good for the environment. That's something I care about. I think it's a cool brand. Do I know that much about it? Not really, but I think it's cool, right? They're doing pretty good with me. Represents me. This is a big one, right? Not a lot of brands manage to get here. What's a brand that represents me? Apple. I really love Apple, right? I'm an Apple fanboy. I would actually wear a t-shirt that has the Apple logo on it. And I know a lot of you probably would too. Not a lot of people would wear a t-shirt that has the Ziploc logo on it, would they? This is not an easy thing for a brand to achieve, okay? Finally, forgive and defend. For me, American Express. Yesterday, American Express canceled my credit card when I was in a restaurant trying to pay because I was traveling and I forgot to tell them. I will still tell everyone in this room that I think you should get an American Express card because I think they're so awesome. I will forgive them, even though they messed up. Maybe I messed up, but I like to blame them. The point is, we're all trying to get up there, right? We all want to get up there. This is where your cost of marketing is 0. Apple doesn't even have to advertise. All of the people who are up there for Apple, they're going to buy even if they don't advertise, right? Cost of marketing is 0. Not only that, but those people are like me. They're going to sell to all of their friends. I sell American Express all day long. They don't pay me for it. Maybe they should. So this is not new. What is new? What is new is what all of the speakers have spoken about. Everyone is always on. Who in this room sleeps next to their phone? Who in this room sleeps next to their phone? If I see less than 100% of hands raised, I know you're lying. Okay, you just told me that you spend more time with your phone than with any real person in your life. Is that true? Yes. You have a symbiotic relationship with a machine. This is true. This is a fact today. Okay, this is how serious digital is. Now, we are a certain kind of person in this room, right? Not everyone in Mexico has that yet, all right? But it's going to happen very soon, and I want to show you why I believe that. First of all, YouTube data. We look at our top 10 countries in terms of size for YouTube, okay? Guess what number YouTube is in the top 10 for Google? Guess what number it is? Any guess? 1 through 10. 3, 2, it's 1. It's number 1. People in Mexico, among our top 10 countries, watch more videos per week than in any other country. More in the top 10. More than US, more than UK, more than Japan. People in Mexico, internet users, watch more than 30 videos per week on YouTube. Okay? So maybe not everyone in Mexico has a smartphone yet. Maybe not everyone is on the internet yet. But guess what? Enough people are that YouTube is bigger for us here than anywhere else. That's massive. Imagine, bigger than the US. Who would have thought? Guess what else? 50% of the videos that are watched on YouTube in Mexico today are watched on mobile devices. 50%. That's 1 out of every 2. This is massive. Why is that number so big? That number is smaller in the United States. Why would it be bigger in Mexico than in the United States? Because of people who have a phone but don't have a computer. That's why it's bigger here. Everyone is getting on the internet. And the people who weren't on the internet before are getting on the internet now on phones. Phones that are cheap, with cheap data plans, and everybody's obsessed with WhatsApp. Who's not obsessed with WhatsApp? Nobody, right? Mobile is driving everything. We believe that basically over 80% of the population will have access to the internet within 5 years. This is happening right now. This is a massive shift. 5 years is not a long time. It's not a lot of time to prepare. Changing the way your organization runs is going to take a little bit longer than that. So I'm trying to make you feel some urgency. Digital is really powerful. And one way to think about it is proximity from the body, okay? TV. TV is 1 meter away from my body, right? Desktop, a computer, it's a half a meter away from my body. Mobile is right here. And now Apple just launched a watch. Android has a watch. Samsung has a watch. This is internet on your body. Glass is literally in your face. I don't know why I said it that way. The point is, these things are in your life. You sleep next to this thing, right? Digital is really personal to you. So the brands that offer you value on digital, think about WhatsApp. I actually think WhatsApp is the strongest digital brand in the world. Everyone uses WhatsApp. Everyone loves WhatsApp. If you shut off WhatsApp, people go insane. That's a strong brand, really strong brand, right? So what do I hear whenever I show this? I always hear this. Yeah, that's really cool, but my brand is not a digital service. Of course people love apps, but I'm not an app. I am a store, or I'm a bank, or whatever, so that's not relevant to me. So I want to show you why it is relevant to you. The thing I want to talk to you about today is 4 things that we have noticed watching people build brands on the internet. I want to talk to you about 4 lessons that we think are really important for you guys to leave here with as you think about building your brands, okay? Number 1, there is a new gesture in human behavior that only started existing within the past decade. 10 years ago, nobody had ever done this. Nobody in the history of the world had ever done this because smartphones didn't exist. iPads didn't exist. Touchscreens did not exist. What does this mean? This means get rid of something, right? This means I don't like that. Gone. Absolutely gone. It used to be that we could have an advertisement and people had to watch it. You want to see the rest of the soccer game? That's nice. Now you have to watch this commercial first. Same on radio, same everywhere. That doesn't happen anymore. I'm not on TV, I'm here. And if I don't like your message, do you think I'm going to listen to it? Definitely not. Do you think I'm going to listen to a message that I don't like that is on my body? Would I ever let an annoying ad onto my body? Would you? Absolutely not. So it's completely different now. You cannot do spray and pray is one term in the United States that they use. You cannot do ambush marketing. People will not listen to your message, period. So the type of marketing that has to be done is marketing that makes people want to invite you into their life. So I want to give you an example of a company that is completely offline, that is not a digital brand, okay? Starbucks. Is there a brand that is more offline than Starbucks? Starbucks sells coffee in physical stores. There is nothing possibly more offline than that. Starbucks has an app in the United States. What does the app do? You open the app. You say what coffee you want. You go to the store. The coffee is there, and you already paid through the app. Okay? This app started as a marketing initiative. The marketing group said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could use technology to make our customer experience better? Guess what percentage of Starbucks revenue in the United States is now sold through this app? It's 15%. They launched this app 13 months ago, And in 13 months, 15% of their revenue, that's billions of dollars, okay? Starbucks is not a small company, is coming through this app. How do you think their competitors feel about this? How do you think their competitors who were before saying, oh yeah, but I'm not a digital brand, I sell coffee in stores. Well, too bad, you're losing, it's over. There's an interview that you can read in Forbes magazine of the CEO of Starbucks, in which he says something completely profound. He says, Starbucks is a digital company that monetizes through coffee. What does that mean? That means Starbucks' primary activity is building relationships with people online, and then if we do a good job, we get to sell a coffee in a store at the end of it. That's really profound. That means that digital is not something that happens inside of your marketing department. It means it's not a small team that looks at digital. It means it's the whole company. You want this kind of success, it's the whole company. It's a mindset shift. It's not a little team. That's lesson number 1. Okay, so you need to get people to invite you into their lives. But maybe you're not going to build an app. Maybe that doesn't make sense. Maybe you're not going to do what Starbucks did. What can you do? Content. You can have content. You can have content online. The most important thing to build relationships with consumers online is content. You cannot build relationships with ads. The single most important thing that a brand can receive today in this world is attention. Why? Because no one has to give you their attention at all. So, what's going to get attention? It's not ads. It's content. It's content that provides entertainment or education or utility. So I have a couple of really cool examples that I want to show you that I bet you've seen some of them, but I want to tell you why they're important. I am sure you guys have seen this. If not everyone, almost everyone. First, I'm going to play it anyway because it's awesome, but then I'm going to tell you why I think it's important, which maybe you haven't heard yet.
I've had my ups and downs, my fair share of bumpy roads and heavy winds. That's what made me what I am today. Now I stand here before you. What you see is a body crafted to perfection, a pair of legs engineered to defy the laws of physics, and a mindset to master the most epic of splits.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time? And who can say if your love grows as your heart shows, only time? We are the
Okay. Why is this awesome? I'm going to tell you why I think this is awesome. Well, first of all, I know it's awesome because everyone in the audience is like, it's awesome. This is why I think it's awesome. I have so many reasons, but I'm going to try to keep them to like 4 or 5. Number 1, what is the product being advertised here? Dynamic steering. Can anyone think of a product more boring than dynamic steering? I cannot. I really cannot. And they took it and they made something absolutely incredible. But why is this really important? 3 things. Number 1, obvious. This video is a minute and 17 seconds long. It's a non-standard length. You can play it online, but you can't play it offline. You can't play it on TV. It doesn't fit into the slot. And the point is, there are videos on YouTube that are 5 seconds long that have 20 million views. There are videos on YouTube that are 24 hours long. I'm serious. There are 24-hour-long videos that are incredibly annoying that have 20 million views. Okay? The creative canvas online is wide open. You can do literally whatever you want that works. And I'm not just talking about lengths. I mean in general. Number 2, this video was viewed 75 million times, something insane like that. It was reshared something like 15 to 20 million times. That's 15 to 20 million completely free shares. How many reshares do you think the average offline ad has? How many reshares does the average TV ad, radio ad, print ad, billboard, how many reshares do those get? You know the answer. It's 0. There's no such thing as a reshare offline. Okay, so fundamentally, the viral aspect of the internet is incredibly powerful. And I can't remember the third thing I was going to say about it, but it's awesome. So you'll just have to trust me. Oh, I remember. Okay, here we go. Okay, this was the 11th video that they made. They made 10 videos before they had this huge success. What does this show us? Agility. Online, you can experiment a lot more easily. They made a video that didn't work. They put it up. It was not getting engagement. They threw it out the window. They made another one. It still didn't work. They tried again. They just did it over and over and over again until they got to this success. How could they do that? They could do that because online is different. When you put an ad up offline, it's over. Hopefully it's good, because if it's not good, it's on the air. And it's going to run whether you like it or not. This is why we don't take risks, right? This is why we don't innovate as much as we should. Because I really can't risk my ass. I have to put something on the air that I know is going to work. Because if I fail, I'm getting fired. Online, it's very different. You put up a video, you're worried about it, you think it's risky, show it to 1% of people for 1 day. That's all you need. That's all you need to see if it was good or not. And then if it was good, great. You just took a calculated risk, a really smart one, and you have a success like this. They didn't just do this the first time. That's not possible. That's what I wanted to say. We have this locally. We see this. This is an amazing example. Have you guys seen this video? It's hilarious. This is a guy lighting a candle in a romantic date with a flamethrower. So obviously, I'm a guy. I'm the target audience of this ad, so I'm like, yes! I don't know if everyone else likes that. But this is a video in Mexico with 10 million views doing the exact same thing that Volvo did. So congratulations to Old Spice. This is awesome. Right? This is happening right now. They told me that I only had 30 minutes, so I am actually going to skip this really awesome example to save your time and skip to this one. I'm sorry. I know. It was going to be awesome. We'll send it to you later, okay? It's on YouTube. Okay. McDonald's. This is more about education, okay? McDonald's illustrates a very important point about the internet. Before, you could have ads that people had to watch, right? The other thing about it was that those ads were one way. This is me talking to you, and you don't get to talk back to me. That's the way ads used to work. It's not like that anymore. Today, if an airline messes up and they lose your bag, guess what that person is about to do? That person is about to go on Twitter and on Facebook, and they're going to take a picture, and they're going to go on Instagram, and they're going to do everything they possibly can to destroy British Airways or United or whatever it is. That brand just got a little bit weaker because one person tweeted, and then 1,000 people saw it. The brand just got a little bit weaker. It's now a two-way conversation, right? There is no more one-way conversation. What are most brands doing about this new two-way conversation? They're going like this. They're pretending it's not happening. They do things like when there's a public relations nightmare, they take videos off of YouTube. They delete tweets. They delete Twitter accounts. They try to erase everything. Does anyone think that that works? It looks terrible. The whole world is like, we can see what you're doing. You just look stupid, right? So what does a smart brand do? A smart brand does what McDonald's does. McDonald's knows that there's a conversation happening about McDonald's products. For example, a very prominent topic in this conversation. Why does the food look so amazing in the ads, but so in the store? Like, what's the difference, right? People talk about this all the time. So what did McDonald's do? McDonald's heard this conversation, and they responded to it directly. So this is the example I'm about to show.
Hi, I'm Hope Bagazi, Director of Marketing for McDonald's Canada. And I'm here with a question from Isabel M. from Toronto, Ontario. She asks, why does your food look different in the advertising than what's in the store? It's a great question, Isabel. We get asked that a lot. And if you want to come with me, I'm going to take you across the street. We're going to find out a bit more. Come on. What we're going to do here is we're actually going to put the burger that you saw me just buy, we're going to put it side by side next to a burger that we're actually going to craft from scratch with our food stylist and our photographer. And we're going to compare what's different about the two. I've just bought this quarter pounder with cheese. It's as hot off the press as it can be. Good. So maybe we just put that in, get a photo of it, so we can use that for comparison.
So we'll keep the camera, the lights, and everything the same. It'll be a direct comparison of the right side of both burgers.
Perfect.
Okay?
That makes total sense. What I'm going to do is introduce you now to Noah, who's our food stylist. While that burger was made in about a minute or so, the process we go through on the average shoot takes several hours. And here I think it's important to note that all the ingredients that Noah uses are the exact same ingredients that we use in the restaurant. So it's the exact same patties, it's the exact same ketchup and mustard and onions and the exact same buns.
So you get the idea. It goes on, right? What did McDonald's do here? Many things, really. They built trust. They directly listened to what people were saying. People were saying, I'm not getting what I thought I was going to get. And so they responded like human beings. And they actually engaged in that conversation. They had a real relationship with their consumer in that moment. A real relationship is where you say something and I listen. And then I say something and then you listen back. That's what McDonald's is doing in this case, and that's what they can do on the internet. This is building trust. They showed people, it's the same ingredients, guys. We just have these food stylists. Don't freak out about it. And people who see this, they stop freaking out about it because they realize, okay, it's the same food. McDonald's built its brand by building relationships, and they did it with this content. I'm also going to skip this one because I have no time. Okay, number 3. 3 of 4. Brands create, people amplify. I mentioned Ziploc earlier. I'm going to talk about Ziploc again. A very, 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 very interesting thing happens if you go on YouTube and you search Ziploc, okay? There are 15,000 videos about Ziploc. Isn't that weird? What are these videos about? Hey, how do I pack my closet using Ziploc bags? I can cook inside of Ziploc bags. I did not know that. Ziploc bags for bed bugs. What? I don't even know. The point is, there is a gigantic conversation happening about Ziploc bags. There are hundreds of thousands of views of videos about Ziploc bags. What's missing? What's missing? The brand. Where is Ziploc? Right? Somewhere, Ziploc's marketing department is like, oh, creating buzz online, it's so difficult. What's the big idea? Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? How about this? People want to know how to cook with Ziploc bags. Make a video. Instead of letting some random user make the video, you make the video. The random user, you know how much it cost them to make the video? $0. It was free. It's not a budget issue. You're not listening. That's it. You're just not listening. So who's doing this well? McDonald's. Again, great example. What are people always looking for? People are looking for things like, how do you make the special sauce? And before, it used to be all of these users. Look at this. I can't read that, but the user got, this user got 120,000 views. This user, we probably gave this user ad revenue. Google probably paid this user because he got so many views on his video. This guy was getting all of the views from people asking about McDonald's product. All McDonald's did was listen. They just listened, and they made the video instead. And now every time someone watches a video about the Big Mac sauce, McDonald's gets to build their brand. How much does that video cost to make? It's a dude in a kitchen. I could do it for free. I'll do it for $20 this weekend, okay? That is not a high-budget video. If you are not getting a lot of people asking about your brand, you are getting a lot of people guaranteed asking about your category, your industry, whatever your brand territory is. Let's say you're a beer brand and you're all, go slower, okay. Let's say you're a beer brand and you've decided that your brand territory is about music. People are always asking about music online. There is some conversation happening that you can join, okay? So that's the point I wanted to make here. Now, this is a lot to think about, right? Or at least I hope it is. There's a lot of different types of content that we just talked about, right? There's really big, crazy, inspiring videos like Volvo, and then there's also everyday type content like McDonald's. It's a lot to think about. It can be overwhelming. How do we produce all of this stuff? It's not easy. We need a budget. We need a team. We need to have some organization, right? So I want to share with you a framework that we use to think about content. We call it hero, hub, helpful, okay? The reason we use this is because it helps us think about how we can reach the consumer at all different moments, okay? There are some moments where we're going to have a giant inspiring moment, like Volvo. That's not sustainable. You can't have a giant inspiring moment every single day. That's just not possible. So what do you do in between that? You do hub and you do helpful. I'm going to explain what those are. Hero, I think we all get it. This is what a lot of us are already really good at, right? I'm running out of time, I need to finish. She's saying going slower, she's saying go faster. I don't know what to do. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go faster. Volvo doesn't just do hero moments, right? Volvo finds ways to talk to its target consumer as often as possible. Now, who is the target consumer of Volvo in that case? Truck drivers and people who buy trucks. Really, people who buy trucks. And what do these people care about? God damn. All right. Those people care about trucking. That's their whole life, right? So Volvo has a series of videos, and it uses its YouTube channel as a hub. It uses them to bring those people back over and over again. They can't make that crazy video every week, but they can make a video like this every week.
Do you like to be entertained, learn about new innovations, or just be amazed by cool stunts?
That was close. Okay, be careful, Sean.
In the interest of time, you get the idea. Every week, they have a show about real truckers, real life, the way that their life really is, really interesting places. It's cool, actually. I'm not interested, but I bet a lot of people who drive trucks are. Now, notice the difference. That video is not going to become viral. That's not made to be the other video. It's a different type of video. This is where they get people to come back over and over and over again so they can have a real relationship. Victoria's Secret, right? Victoria's Secret has the big things, right? Like the angels and all of that stuff. What do they do in between to get people to come back? If I'm really interested in Victoria's Secret, or if their target consumer is, they'll come back to see things like, oh, behind-the-scenes shoot. That's really cool. I'm really curious. I want to know what that model is like in real life, or whatever, right? I want to see how that's done. This is the sort of thing that you can do relatively cheaply on an ongoing basis to talk to real human beings more often. Last, helpful. People are asking, what's the Big Mac sauce made of? How do I cook with a Ziploc bag? You know, what kinds of trucks are available, right? People are asking a lot of different questions, and it's not always about your product, okay? So I want to show an example here of a really smart brand in Mexico. It's Kotex. Kotex is the brand. Look what they're doing here.
Hola, soy la doctora Julie. Sé que tienes muchísimas dudas acerca de tu cuerpo, de tu salud y de tu higiene. Pregúntame lo que quieras. Escribe tu pregunta en el recuadro que está aquí abajo. Dale clic a enviar y ahora mismo te contesto.
Okay, they have said, our brand territory is women's health. What can we do to create a relationship with our target consumer around what really matters to them, which is women's health? This is not a stunt. This is real. These videos from this real doctor, who it costs very little to make these videos, have hundreds of thousands of views. This is thousands of people in Mexico that Kotex has formed a real relationship with, and it's beautiful. They're helping young people. It's amazing. All right, everyone's getting distracted, so I'm going to change the channel now. It's really cool, guys, all right? Just trust me. All right, last point. This is number 4, and then I'm going to be done. Okay. The most important thing about digital. What is the goal of marketing? Right person, right message, right time, right? Everyone's heard that a billion times. Now, if you could be in front of the right person, right message, right time, 100% of the time, would you want to do it? Of course. Of course I would. But why can't I do that? Too expensive. I don't have all the money in the world. This is something that digital is changing completely because of efficiency. Okay, so I want to talk to you very rapidly about a few technologies that are completely changing what you can do with your budget, and this is possibly the biggest way that digital is changing marketing. As I said, people are literally always connected. Right now it's you guys, very soon it's going to be everybody in Mexico. These people are doing all of the same stuff that they always do. Okay, they're traveling, they're talking to their friends, they're deciding what they're going to eat for dinner, they're looking for distractions. This is your life, right? This looks familiar. They're cooking, whatever. What's the difference? Every single thing that they're doing now, they're online. Who's not online? Who's not always on? Our brand. You guys are all human beings, right? You know what I'm talking about. You are all online all the time. Your brands do not act like human beings. That makes them hard to relate to. Your brands are not where the consumer is. This is why Hero Hub Hygiene is so important, because it's a tool to help you become always on. We are losing opportunities. We are losing all of those chances. Look how many thousands of opportunities Ziploc is losing per day. Is that not astounding? That would be essentially free for them to capture that opportunity. Content does not have to be expensive online. Look at most viral videos. Most viral videos are made almost for no budget. It's some random person who decided to dance or put their cat in front of a camera. It costs $0, and it gets millions and millions and millions of views. It's not the same as making content for offline. It can be much cheaper. It's a different standard. Number one. Number two, measurement is free. It's free. The internet makes everything free. In the past, if you wanted to run a campaign and you wanted to know, did it generate brand uplift? Did it generate awareness? Did it generate engagement? You had to pay a research firm $25,000. You had to spend an entire day implementing tags. You had to run the campaign, and then you had to wait a month to get the results of the campaign. Guess what? Too late. Campaign's over. Can't do anything with that information now. This is a product we have called Brand Lift Surveys. This is completely free, and it tells you in real time the brand awareness uplift, the brand recall uplift. It tells you everything about whether the campaign is working or not. $25,000 that last time I would have spent on a research campaign, more ads, more efficiency. That's more budget for more impact. Waste is totally gone. Waste doesn't exist anymore. When you buy an offline ad, you're paying for it if someone looks at it, and you're paying for it if someone doesn't look at it. It's waste, right? The famous advertising quote, "I know that 50% of my advertising is wasted, I just don't know which 50%. That sucks. It's also something that doesn't exist online. Online, the movement is towards pay-for-performance formats. Our format, TrueView, you only pay for it when someone actually watches your video. That's more money that now you get to spend on more impact with other ads. Frequency. When we think about frequency, what do we think about? We think, oh, my ideal frequency is 3. I've done a study that shows that when people see my ad 3 times, they're more likely to buy my product. Here's the thing. When you think about frequency, you're usually thinking about the same ad 3 times, right? How about this? Is this better? Let's show everybody, when they first see our ad, let's show them the brand equity ad. We want everyone to know that Giselle is our spokesperson. We want everyone to see the main message of the brand. However, after they see that, let's show this person this ad, because it's much more relevant to them, and let's show this person this ad, because it's much more relevant to them. This is completely easy to do with remarketing and a few other technologies that we have. This drives towards a sale. This is a frequency of 3 that actually takes people down the funnel. This is the same frequency, except much more likely to drive a sale, which means more money for other impact, more impact. Finally, engagement. The internet just is done with impressions. Impressions are not relevant anymore. What we are moving towards is real engagement. This is an example of a Ford ad that ran locally. You hover over it, it plays a video gallery. You can interact with multiple videos. You are actually engaging with the brand. You have decided, I am going to hover open this ad, and I am going to see the different videos. I'm going to play around with this a little bit. You do not pay for a consumer who does not open that up and play around with it. You only pay when someone is actually engaging with your brand. In other words, more impact for the same money, more money left over for more impact. So what can you do with all of that extra money? You can actually be always on. Now that you have all of this efficiency, and now that you know how cheap it is to make content for internet, you can actually be where your consumer is all the time. This is the holy grail of marketing. This is what people are sitting on top of that is amazing and not even necessarily recognizing. So in summary, you got to give people a reason to invite you into their lives. Remember Starbucks. Starbucks is a super offline company. And they made something so incredibly useful that now they're a digital company. They already said it. They're a digital company. They sell Starbucks offline and they're digital. How do you get people's attention? It really helps to do entertainment, education, or utility. Utility, Starbucks. Education, McDonald's. Entertainment, Volvo. If Volvo can be entertaining about dynamic steering, you can be entertaining about anything at all. Another example of utility, Kotex. Incredible example of utility. Create well. People will amplify for you. All of those videos about Ziploc are getting thousands and thousands of views. All Ziploc has to do is pay attention and make those videos instead, like McDonald's did. McDonald's made the video on how to make Big Mac sauce, and McDonald's gets to build its brand. Finally, remember, you guys are human beings, right? You guys are human beings. You have your phone on you 24 hours a day. You love it more than your wife, you know, the whole deal. It's always with you. Make your brands act like human beings too. Think about the way your consumer is. They're just like you. So be like them. Be always on. Thank you very much. Sorry I went over. I hope everyone has a great day.